Hey, what's up, guys? So this is a base defense series, and I know a lot of people want to have their bases checked out, want to know how to make their bases better. Well, unfortunately, I don't have enough time to go through each and every base, but there's a lot of simple and basic tips that can get you higher in the leaderboards. So this is going to be for 4,000 approximately trophies. As you can see here, we've jumped up to around 4,100 or so. These are the tips and tricks that you need to get to 4,000 trophies. If you are a little bit lower, check out some of the other videos. I'll discuss one for each 1,000 of the trophies. So one for 1,000, one for 2,000, one for 3,000, and then finally here one for 4,000. I'm not at liberty to talk about the higher than 4,000 because I've never been past 4,000 trophies. I just don't play as competitive. I can give you some basic guidelines. You have to grind a whole bunch. You have to have a lot of elite boost on, and you definitely need to have a lot of morale points in your waves. So that is the quick and dirty of how to get past, say, like the 5,000 trophies, is make your waves extremely powerful, have a lot of morale points. Overall, first basic thing you have to know is that the king has a natural weakness to poison. So this is not stated anywhere. You can't go on the stat page and see, oh, the king is weak to poison. We don't know the exact percentage that the king is weak to poison. He also is either neutral or resistant to everything else. So typically, when you are building your king, you're going to want to have poison resist on your armor. You can see we have fire resist right there. Fire resist is the other option that is really good, but typically you're going to want to have poison resist on your armors. So we're going to go demonstrate the power of a level 9 snake tower against our king there. Our king, as you saw earlier, has around 13,000 HP. The snake tower says it does around 200 damage per second. As we go in to attack the snake tower, remember we have around 13,000 HP and it's supposed to only do around 200 damage per second. Look at how fast the king's HP bar is. If you didn't know, you can actually see your HP bar right there. And even when you're away from the snake tower, you're still taking poison toxin damage. Very, very quickly, in a matter of a few seconds, we end up dying to that snake tower because, again, the king has a natural weakness to poison. Although there are ways to get around that snake tower, you can actually just kind of run past it, stay to the side, and the snake tower can't hurt you. But look, now we're up against poison creatures as well, and the mortars are only supposed to do around 200 points of damage. The mummy here is elite boosted and supposed to do around 1,000 points of damage a swipe, and you can see the HP, the damage they do is pretty significant. In a matter of seconds, we're around dead again, and even after the mummy hits us, we're still slowly taking a little bit of toxic damage if you watch the hero's gauge up here. It takes around 5 or 6 seconds for the mummy's damage to actually stop and the hero's HP to kind of settle. Meaning, poison monsters are very effective in defenses. Of course, you don't want to just have non-stop poison creatures because they are quite easy to actually kill. So you can see a Sonic Blast right there. Takes out that entire wave. Mummies are extremely powerful, and if you have them elite boosted, they spawn out a ton of knights and can be deadly to the opposing attacker. If you can get 2 mummies in your couple waves, your first couple waves, you definitely want to go with that strategy. As long as you have them elite boosted, they're going to bring out tons of knights, and those guys are not only going to do damage, but they're going to slow down the king and kill all the attacking units here. It's a great working combination there, the mummy and the elite boosted knights. To get the mummies, the elite boosted mummies, you have to win the Alliance Wars at least 3rd place or higher. If you go into the leaderboards here and check out bases, you'll notice that one thing stands out, and that is almost every single base around 4,000 and higher has elite boosted barricades. And there's a simple reason for that. The elite boosted barricades are just by far better than the blockades. To get past the 4,000 trophy hump, you kind of need to have elite boosted barricades at maxed or near maxed level. So start upgrading those elite boosted barricades. That is the biggest tip that will push you right around the 4,000 trophy range. You can see we just picked a couple of these guys at random, and they've all had, elite boosted barricade on here. The next biggest thing that you need to worry about is start to make sure that your waves are high levels. Level 10 is actually kind of on the low side for waves in the 4,000 trophy range, and that's my starting wave right there. So you can see as we go to wave number 3, we go down to level 9. You definitely want to have, level 11 plus on all your waves, and so that way you can add 2 mummies in your waves. And at the higher levels here, you start to notice that almost no one has gargoyles in their waves anymore. Gargoyles need to be taken out. They are very, very ineffective at higher levels, around 4,000 trophies plus, maybe even around 3,000 trophy plus. They start losing their effectiveness because the Sonic Blast and the Blade Storm at max level do a lot of damage, and they can pretty much kill the gargoyles in one blast before they even explode on the opponents. So they're a wasted spot of troops right there, and you never ever want to waste your morale troops. You do want to also put around 1 Froster in every single wave to slow down your opponents, because at the higher levels, you're noticing that your bases typically can't beat opponents. It's just a matter of stalling enough so they can't kill your castle gate, and they fail based on time. Another thing that you notice a lot is that there's a lot of elite boosted R blasters and elite boosted cannons. Those 2 units are both extremely powerful. The elite boosted R blasters seem to have gotten nerfed a little bit and don't do as much healing ability to each other as quickly as they used to, but they are still extremely effective. As you can see here, we have the maxed level. They do 1,124 piercing damage. We don't have the elite boosted cannons on display, but they are really, really powerful, and they actually cut right through the shield spell. Shield spell is a very popular tactic to how to actually attack bases around 4,000 plus, and cannon has a natural strength against the shield spell. The shield spell is weak to the cannon, weak to the blunt damage that they do, so 1 or 2 cannonball will actually blow away that shield spell. So having some cannons in your waves is a great, great tactic. So this is like a pretty common base setup and wave setup for high level trophy players here around 4,000. You can see everything is elite boosted: cannon, mummy, R blaster, archers, knights. That's pretty common in these levels. And the base layout at this level, most bases have a base similar to this like L shape. It does vary base to base a little bit, but most of them for the most part are like this, because this is probably the best layout to have. It has a lot of choke points. Everything over here can be reached by your ranged DPS on the other side, and especially if you're using cannons, R blasters, archers, you got a lot of ranged DPS. People that are using this tactic up here is allowing the castle gate to actually hit in this spot. This is a very new and smart tactic in my opinion. Again, you'll see a lot of different variations of this. This is like I believe the L-shaped base, it's called. So some may have it on the right side, left side. It all depends on where your runes are. You can't actually choose where your runes are. You have to, your game is generated randomly with runes on your map. You have to take them away with gems. And so whatever was easiest for you. So you may have, again, your base on the left, a base on the right. It doesn't matter which side. Some players actually prefer having the base on the right because they think that may make the opponent slip and use the scrolls that are up here in the top right-hand side. I don't know, personally, that's just a thing that some people have, a myth. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I haven't really tested that out. But yeah, those are the basic tips to get to the 4,000 trophy levels. If you have any other tips that you want to share for around the 4,000 trophy level, drop them down in the comments section. Make sure that you check out me live on twitch.tv. It's Steven9777. And I will talk to you guys soon. Later.